Hello everyone, welcome to Study Ayurveda. Today we are going to talk about the Grahani Roga. So, what is meant by Grahani? We are going to have two contexts in which we are taking Grahani as a Avayava and Grahani as a Roga. First, see what is meant by Grahani Avayava. Shashti Pittadhara Nama Ya Kala Parikirtita Pakva Amashaya Madhyastha Grahani Sa Prakirtitaha. What is meant by Pittadhara Kala? Pittadhara Kala is the one which is present in between the Amashaya and Pakvashaya. So it is an anatomical area which lies between the stomach and intestine and does the active role in all sorts of digestion, metabolism at macro and micro levels. So it is important to remember. Next, Nirukti of this Grahani Roga. Grahanyashita Rogaha Grahani Rogaha. Here, the Grahani is given because it does the Grahana. Anna Grahana Shakti is present in the Grahani, which is present in between Amashaya and Pakvashaya. The function of this Grahani is Anna Grahana Shakti. The disease pertaining to the Grahani Pradesha is known as Grahani Roga. Here, what are the things which is going to be present here is mainly the Grahani Roga is produced due to the Grahani Dosha or Agni Dosha, which is Ashrita in the Grahani. Grahani and Agni having Adhara Adheya Sambandha, the Grahani Roga is induced due to the Agni Dushti in the Grahani. Now, I am going to explain about the Nidhana, which are responsible for the manifestation of Grahani. Abhojanat, Ajeenat, Adibhojanat, Vishamashanat, Asatme Guru Shita, Atiruksha Sandushta Bhojanat, Pireka Vamana Sneha Vibраmat, Vyadikashanat, Deshakala Rutu Vaishamyat, Veganamcha Vidharanat. Here, abhojana is not at all taking the food. Ajina bhojana here is indigested. The person is having the indigestion. Even though he is having the indigestion, further intake of food is there. Ati bhojana, excessive intake of food. Vishamashana, the food is taken at improper time. Person sleeps at 1 o'clock and he is going to take the food at 12 o'clock in the night, and in the morning they are taking the breakfast at 11 a.m. It will be called as Vishamashana, and in the afternoon they are taking the food at 4 or 5 p.m. So it will be improper time duration. It produces the variations in the life cycle of the person. It variates the physiological functions of the body and it leads to manifestation of many of the disease conditions. Asatmya, the food which is not wholesome to the person. Some persons have a habit of taking all the sweet products or sweet items, but immediately or suddenly they had started taking about the chili and all the pungent food items, then it will lead to manifestation of disease. Guru Ahara. Guru here, the food which is heavy for digestion, if they are taking those kinds of food, that will be not easy for the person to get digested and it will lead to manifestation of many diseases. Shita here is the cold preserve. You can take in many ways the cold food items or the desserts which are taken by the person in the night. Okay, next we can take here the preserved items or refrigerated food items. It is also considered here. Atiruksha here is all the dried food items, those which are prepared in the bakery and those which are available in the market for snacks. As a snacks you are taking and you are having all the dried food items. Okay, next we are going for the Sandushta Bhojana. Sandushta Bhojana here is a stale food. As I have said earlier that in Shita, excessive Shita products, as I have said, it also comes in the Sandushta Bhojana, the refrigerated food items and the baked food items, those and preserved food items are also not good for the person to take them, and it all leads to the production of the disease. Vireka Vamana Sneha Vibhramat. So here why it is important here, the Mihina Yoga, Ati Yoga and Mithya Yoga of Vamana, Virechana and Snehana leads to the manifestation of a disease, because in any of the Panchakarma procedure we are main concentrating on the Agni. If the Vamana, Virechana and Snehana is not properly followed, then it hampers mainly Agni. So the Grahani is produced mainly because of the Agni Dushti. Just because of that we have to prevent the Hina Ati Yoga and Mithya Yoga of Vamana, Virechana and Sneha, and proper Panchakarma followed by proper Sansarjana Krama should be followed to maintain the Agni in a proper state. Vyadikarshana. Vyadikarshana here is long-standing disease which is not cured properly, which is not cured from the root. So it should be present from longer duration of time, that is called as Vyadikarshanat. Deshakala Rutu Vaishamyat. Deshakala Rutu Vaishamyat here is the person is not following the regimen according to their Desha, according to their Kala, according to the Rutu. Namcha Vidharanat. Here in Vegadharanartha can explain that mainly the Purusha Vegadharana, Apana Vayu Vegadharana. So these two are main conditions where the person is doing the Vegadharana and it will lead to the manifestation of Agni Dushti. Agni Dushti further causes the Grahani Roga. Madhava Nidhana has explained a specific Nidhana which is responsible for the manifestation of the disease Grahani. Atisare nivritte api mandagnir ahitashinaha bhuyaha sandushito vanhir grahanim abhidushayet. Here, the atisare nivritte api means that the person who gets relief from atisara, mandagnir, the person is in a state of mandagni and having the durbalata in their agni and affected in the normal functioning of the agni, ahitashinaha. In spite of having the mandagni, he started to consume the improper food items like adeshana, vishamashana, ajirnashana. If followed by that person, bhuyaha sandushito vanhi grahinam avidushayet. Here, bhuyaha sandushito vanhi, that again leads to the agni dushti and leads to manifestation of grahani dosha. Samprapti of grahani is Dushayatyagni sa dushto vannam na tatpachati lagvapi apachyamanam shuktatvam yeddannam visharupatam. Here, the dushti of the agni leads to the dushta annam na tatpachati lagvapi. Here, even though the person takes the smaller quantity of food, lighter food, which is wholesome to the body, even though the person takes all these qualities of the food, then also it does not undergo proper digestion and apachyamanam, it is in the apakva state and it is get transferred into shuktatva. Shuktatva here is that apakva ahara or apakva anna, it gets adhered to the srotasis and it produces, it is of the amla rasatma, amla gunatmaka, and it is very pitchila in nature. Yad annam visharupatam. Because of long standing state of this shuktatva, it transfers itself into the form of visha. So it is called as amavisha. So Purvarupa. What is a Purvarupa? Let's see. Purvarupam tu tasyedam trishna alasyam balakshayaha vidaho vannasya pakasya chirakayasya gauravam. Here, the person suffers from trishna, excessive thirst, because the proper food which is taken by the person is not, it is not going for digestion. Even though food, even though any of the liquid, if he is taking, it is not undergoing digestion. Immediately after intake of food, the person goes to the washroom to defecate the food which is taken by him. Alasyam, because of repeated going to the defecation and not proper digestion of the food and not assimilation of the food and absorption of the food, there is no energy for him. For that, the person suffers from alasya as well as the balakshaya. Vidaho annasya. Here, indigestion and burning of the indigested food is there. Chirat kayasya gauravam. It takes longer duration for the digestion of the food. Samanya Lakshanas of the Grahani. These are the symptoms which are explained by the patient when he comes to your clinic. Atisrushtam vibaddam vadravam tadupadishyate. Trishna arojaka vairasya praseka tamakanvitaha shuna papakaraha sa asti parvaruk chardanam jvaraha loha amagandhis tiktamla udgarascha asya jayate. Atisrushtam, here repeated episodes of stool. Vibhaddam, constipated stool. Vadravam tadupadishyate. Either there may be a liquid or watery stool. Okay, the condition or characteristics of stool is mainly adhisrushtam. There will be repeated episodes of stool or loose stool. Vibhaddam. There will be a constipated stool. That is, the person is not passing the stool for more than 2 to 3 days. So he is having the constipation. Vadravam tadupadishyate. Here the person complains that immediately after taking the liquid also, even though the person is not taking the food or any of the food items, but the person is on the liquid, even though the person is on the liquid, it is not digested by the person and the person defecates only the liquid or watery stool only. These are the complaints which are explained by the patient. Trishna, because the water is also not absorbed properly in the body, the person suffers from the thirst. Arochaka. Arochaka, because the person is not having any desire to take the food. The person suffers from the tastelessness and anorexia. Asya vairasya. Here asya vairasya is the tastelessness and arochaka is anorexia. Because of the presence of ama inside and because of the agni dushti, the person is not having desire to take food. Even though the patient is taking food, the taste is not properly perceived by the patient. Next, praseka. Excessive salivation is there. Tamakanvitam. Because of loss of fluid, because of loss of energy in the body, the person sees blackouts in front of his eyes. Okay. Shuna pada karaha. Because of excessive loss of protein from the body and fluid from the body, it produces swelling over the hands and the feet. Sa asti parvaruk. Because of severe emaciation, severe energy has been lost, severe dehydration, the patient is having pain in the bones as well as in the joints. Jardana here is that improperly digested food comes out through the body by means of the chardi. Jvara, there will be increased body temperature. Loha amagandhis tiktamla udgarascha asya jayate. The person gets the belching which is of loha amagandhi or tikta amlodkara. Either it may be a loha amagandhi, it is associated with the burning sensation, and person gets tikta amlodkara, sour and bitter sensation in the esophagus, in the throat and in the mouth. Types of Grahani. Vatat pittat kafascha sat rogastribhya evacha. Those are mainly Vata pitta kapha and Sannipadaja. Acharya Madhavkar has explained two types of Grahani, that is Sangraha Grahani and Ghati Yantra Grahani. First, we will start about the Sangraha Grahani. Let's see. Andhra Kujanam Malasyam Daurbalyam Sadanam Tata Dravam Sheetam Ghanam Snigdam Sakati Vedanam Shakrut Amam Bahusa Paichilyam Sashabdam Mandavedanam Pakshat Masat Dashahatva Nityam Va Apyatah Munchati Diva Prakopo Bhavati Ratro Shantim Vrujetcha Sa Duvidneya Duschikitsa Chirakananubandini Sa Bhavet Amavatena Sangraha Grahani Mata. It is very interesting to learn in detail about the Sangraha Grahani, that, let's see, it is produced due to the association of Vata dosha along with Ama. So, what are the features, what are the clinical features which we are going to see in a Grahani patient is that Antrakujana, abdominal gurgling sound, Alasya, lassitude, Daurbalya and Sadhana, weakness and malaise. Next line explains about the nature of stool. Let's see. Dravam Sheetam Ghanam Snigdam Sakati Vedanam Shakrud Amam Bahu Sapaichilyam Sashabda Munda Vedanam. Here, Dravam is the loose watery stool. Shita, it is cold in nature. Ghana, it is associated with the ghana means that heavy or bulkiness. We can consider the stool particles which are heavy and bulky is present. Snigdha, moistness is there. Sakati Vedana, it is associated with the pain in the Kati region while doing the Mala Pravahana. It is important Next is sa amam bahusa paichilyam sa shabda mandavedanam. It is associated with ama. The stool is associated with ama. How we can consider it is explained by the Acharya Charaka in the Chikitsa of Atisara. He explained that how we can differentiate it between the sa ama and nirama mala. Sa ama mala which sinks inside the water and nirama mala which floats, and sa ama mala it is associated with the daurgandhyata, ati pichilata, ati snigdhata, and nirama mala it is not associated with pichilata, snigdhata and also daurgandhyata. Bahu here is bulky quantity of the stool is being evacuated by the person. Sa paichilyam, it is very sticky in nature. Along with the stool there will be a mucus evacuation. Sa shabda here is the person produces sound during defecation because there is an involvement of vata. Mandavedanam, it produces the mild pain while doing the defecation. This is the characteristics of a stool that we need to remember. Next is the frequency of the stool, how it is going to change. In the fourth line, pakshan masat dashahatva nityam va apyatah munchati. How you can consider here the change in the frequency of the stool is mainly once in month, once in 15 days, once in 10 days or daily, because the frequency of the stool is going to be changed. As we have seen the Samanya Lakshana of the Grahani, Atisrushtam Matibattam Vadravam. Here, either it will be the excessive evacuation of the stool or loose stools and there will be a constipation. But the variation in their frequency is once in month, once in 15 days, once in 10 days or daily. Diva prakopo bhavati ratro shantim vrijechasa. The cardinal symptoms of this is mainly it aggravates in the daytime and subsides at the night time. It is very much important to remember. Durvidneya dushchikitsaha chirakalanu. If it is associated with a chirakala, that is long-lasting disease or long-standing disease, then it will be durvigneya. It will be difficult to treat. Dushchikitsa, it is difficult to diagnose the disease and to treat it. It becomes very difficult. Sa bhavet amavatena sangraha grahani mata. Sa bhavet amavatena, it is associated with ama along with vata, so hence it is called as sangraha grahani. Let's see about the Ghatiyantra Grahani. Swapataha Parshvayoho Shulam Gala Jala Ghati Dhvanihi Tam Vadanti Ghatiyantram Masadyam Grahani Gadam. Here, Swapataha Parshvayoho Shulam, the pain in the flanks while in sleeping. Gala Jala Ghati Dhvani, here produces sound as like that of clog with water inside the abdomen. It is the cardinal feature of Ghatiyantra Grahani. Tam vadanti ghatiyantram asadhyam grahani gadam. It is generally asadhya in nature, it is not treatable. If the person comes to your clinic with swapataha parshvayoho shulam, the pain in the flanks and gala jala ghatithwani is there, then it will be asadhya. Okay.